I am Draken and this is the Draken Gameworks. Once again we are here to do a tutorial, and actually this is a different tutorial, so some of the stuff I've done before was like water elevators and stuff like that, but today I thought we'd do a tutorial on how to build one of these airships. So if you've been following my Unorthoblocks series, you will see that I have built a lot of airships of various different designs and everything else like that, and I thought we'd start off with this first one with doing the smallest of the airships. So I thought, hey, why not do a little tutorial about it all and everything else like that. So I'm going to do the design that you see behind us. That's the Lightwind class, and if this proves popular and people want us to do more tutorials of this sort of style and nature, then we'll do some as well on some of the other classes that you see there. You see down at the bottom right there we've got the Ira class and the Falcon class up in the top left, and if we sort of scan around we can actually see that we've also got the Demelza class over there, which that would be a big tutorial if we do that one. But yeah, we got the Ira class down there and the Falcon there. But today we are going to concentrate on this one, which is the Lightwind class, which is the smallest. It's like a little one-man sort of skiff airship designed just to carry a little bit of cargo here and there with a single engine and everything else like that. And what I thought we'd do differently to this, to what you see sometimes when you see these sort of build tutorials, a lot of the time you'll see the build tutorials and people will do them in creative world. Now I'm a survival player, and though it's useful to see these in the creative world, sometimes it's like it'd be nice to see it done in survival so that you can see how you do all the sort of scaffolding and everything else like that that's needed to be able to actually get to the various bits, because especially building an airship, it can be quite a challenge because you're building it up in the air, so you've got to build it off to a certain sizes and everything else like that. So we are going to scan over, we'll start here. This is actually at the Draken Spire, which is is the build that I have on the Unorthoblocks server. So this is the survival world we're going to build it in. And I've got the Silder's shaders loaded on this one as well on my camera account, so that we can actually sort of see everything in a sort of nice beautiful view. But we've also got, I can flick back and forth between that and my main account, which has the shaders off as well, so we can see it in sort of different designs here. But as we come over the top here, we can see there's another Lightwind class docked down there. I've got these couple of towers over here that I want to build some airships docked up to on the outside walls, so I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to do some tutorials. We'll do the Lightwind class first, and then we shall follow it on with the Ira one probably at a later date on one of the other towers, so we'll see how that goes. And as I said, if they go well, then we might even do the bigger airships as well. If you haven't checked out our Unorthoblocks series, certainly go and do so, because this is all this stuff that you see here that's come through that actual series there. But we're going to build it docked up to this tower here. So that's the tower we're going to dock it up to on the side here. Right, so the first thing we need to do is we flick back over into the other view there a second. Right, so let's go and have a look at what the actual ship looks like anyway. So if we fly on over, make sure I've got some rockets for stuff here. Right, okay, so this, as I said, it's a small little one-man ship. Not very big, not very wide, and you've got enough space there. You've got the wheel at the back here. Not that they have a great view out the front here, but you never do really from sort of any sort of ship from the wheel at the back. But yes, we can go around here, and you see it's only got a single deck. Nice and quick and easy and simple here. Now the first consideration you need to do is when you're building this up to like a dock is how far away from the side of the dock you're going to build it. If you're building it in the middle of nowhere, then it's not a problem. You can just build wherever you need to. But if you're building it up against a dock, you need to know where the center point is in relation to the dock, because obviously the size there and how far away from the dock edge you want it. Now this one's probably a little bit further away than we need it, so we can probably put it a little bit closer. But we're talking about, if we say from the center here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is the center of that is 9 blocks away from the edge of the dock. Now, as I said, we can probably put it a bit closer here. So I'm probably going to take out 2 of those, and we'll take it down to 7. So 7 blocks away from the center of the dock here. And the center here can line up quite nicely here with where the plank goes across onto it, so we can do it there. So if we head on over and then find ourselves the block that we need for scaffolding. Make sure we get to the right tower. It's this one here. And then we can see this is the edge of the tower. I'm going to build it off this side here. So we're going to need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we need 2 more blocks off the front here. So I'm going to probably have to drop off the tower. Yeah, it's going to be on top of that hedge there. So we need to just make sure we are lined up central here. And actually there is no proper center on this one, so we'll have to make that one up. We'll just do it to here. And it's going to be in line with that down there. So sometimes a little bit of a trick, but we're going to be doing it in line here. So this is going to be the center here. And we're heading towards night time, so we'll quickly, and it's raining as well at the same time, so perfect time to actually go to sleep. Quick grab a bit of kit, reset the day, There we go. And now if we come over onto here, we can actually scaffold up from here. So what we need to do is build all the way up until we are level with the dock. Now, normally with a lot of the airships, we wouldn't actually need to build all the way up to level to the dock. We would actually build up to just a couple of blocks beneath. But because this is only a single deck, the actual deck is going to come across level with that. And I believe that's level. So we're up to here. And we use this scaffolding block to get us to the right height, to where we need to be. Let's make sure that we've actually got our camera count pointing at the right location here. Yeah, we can see ourselves here, over there. Right, okay. So what we need, oh, if I don't knock it, this is the problem we've got. I've got two mice next to each other, and it's quite easy to knock it when I go and grab the other mouse here. The advantages and disadvantages of having two PCs. Right, okay, so from here we are going to build with oak planks. This is the full block of oak planks, and we're just going to build a nice 3x3 square around here like so. Now if we have a look here, we also then need to come out by 3 on either side of that. It creates this nice little pattern, so we're going to come out by 3 on the front edge, and we're also going to come out by 3 on the back edge. Then we're going to switch to the slabs, and we're also going to do 3 off either side here. 1, 2 and 3, and we'll do the same here. And this is going to be the side bits, and now we can actually build the planks already to go across here to the other bit there, so we can actually put one plank there. Remember, holding shift when you're on the edge of a thing will stop you from falling off, so you can actually just push yourself right to the edge and just build sideways like that, and then we get our planking into place there. Then we need to now work out which way we want our airship to be facing. So we are going to probably be facing that direction, I think. So at the front of this, we need to actually bring out the planks, go back to the normal planks and come out by 3. So we're going to come here and go 1, 2 and 3. Then we're going to go back to our slabs, and we're going to fill in either side here. And we're also going to come out by another space here with the slabs. And we also need to come out by another one again just at the front here, so we get this kind of patterning here. And then at the back, which is going to look a little different, we only come out by one of those blocks. So over here, one block here, and then we come around and we just encase that all the way around the outside with more slabs. So what we should have, if we jump back over into our camera account, if it lets me jump into the camera account, there we go. We'll bring this down, and you can see we have this sort of kind of pattern underneath here, like so, once you put the slabs into the right place. And right, we need to now do the next step, which is going to be to put a bit of dirt there. We're just using this temporarily. I use dirt a lot for a temporary block here, but we're just going to put a slab here just one level higher, so it's actually a level up, and this is going to form part of the back staircase. And then we need to do another one right behind it. Now the easiest way to do this is probably to put it on there and put that into here. Let's get rid of that piece of dirt and hopefully not fall down like I just did there. Good job we've got an elytra in this version. And we're going to take that one out as well. They were only temporary blocks to put us into place there. And we'll put that across to there. And this one is going to form a nice little platform of 3x3 as well here. So we're going to expand it out using the slabs like so. Okay. So the next step is going to be doing the railing that's going to go all the way around the outside. So this is your base deck. That's all it is. It is that simple. And we're going to need to put some railing in. So to do that, we're going to need some oak stairs. But first, we're also going to need to put some more temporary blocks in again to put up against. So we're going to put some just here, right beside where the entrance bit is there, and again on the other side here. And then if we come down towards the front here, we need to come up 2 blocks forward, and then just here, just one back from the front, and the same again there. We will be getting rid of these temporary blocks again in a second. It's just so that we can put the railing in place. And then there's going to be a couple more as well. There's going to be some up the back. And we need one there, and we also need one there. And then we come up here, and then again using shift, we're going to push to the edge so you can see over the edge here, and aim at the top of the block, not the bottom, because it put the stairs the wrong way around. And just click and put your stairs in that way. That way it puts in an upside down stair on the edge of the block there. Same on this side. There we go. And also another one at the back. And we're going to do this with all of these temporary blocks that we just put in with the dirt. So we'll do the same here. And we're going to do another one here. And we should have another 4 coming down the front here. 2. And we jump over to here. We should be able to put another 2 over here. Sorted. Right, okay. So bring back our shovel, because we can then just get rid of these temporary blocks. They're no longer needed. Dump. Thank you. That's cool. I think I may have taken one out of the center there, but that's not so important there. Right, okay, so we need to go back to getting our oak slabs, because we're going to build up the rest of the railing coming around here. So this bit's easy. We can just connect those 2 there. Well, it says easy, and then you put it on top of the wrong point. Take that one out, thank you. And then we also need to build all the way around the front of this as well. So it comes out, I'll just check the pattern again. So yeah, it comes out by 1 to here, to touch it on the top there. We also need, we're going to need some more temporary blocks, because we're going to put a temporary block in here. And we are going to put 1 here, 1 here. Now this actually comes out by 2, surprisingly. Like so, because we're going to put 1, and it's not going to be, it's going to be in the middle here. So it's just above the other slab at the lower point of the dirt block here. So just here. So that's where it comes up to. And then we need to put another one. If we just put some soil in there as a temporary block for a minute, and we put 1 here at that level. So that should grab that back. We'll come back to this because we'll do the Bowsprites in a minute. But we've got to do down this bit as well. So we can just come back by 2 off the back of here and on the other side. And then going to aim at the lower part of these stairs, just to there. And then we also, I just need to double check to see how we shape the back. Yeah, we do. Right, okay, so this one, we come and bring it back by 2 from there, 2 from that side, and then over to here, we put 1 here, and 1 here. And that's all your railing done. Now we need to put the Bowsprite on, so we're going to swap over to spruce slabs. And we're going to put this down the side here. So what I do is I come out by 2. I build myself like basically a little temporary bridge here. So at 1, and then come up by 1, go up by another 2, go up by 1, come up by another 2. And the reason we do that, that's creating ourselves a nice little temporary sort of structure that we can actually build the sprite against. And then we're just going to basically put it up in the diagonals here, 6 of these. So up like so, like that. And then we can just switch back to our shovel and get rid of all of those. And there we are, that's our Bowsprite in place. We've dropped all the soil down there. Depends on whether you actually really need dirt or not. You can get it in loads of dirt all the time, so I'm not so worried about losing and them despawning as blocks. I don't always need to actually necessarily charge after them. Right, but okay, so that is the main base part of the actual ship itself. But next we're going to need to put in the engine underneath, and then we'll also need to put in the steering wheel and the masts. So let's go down. So to build the bit underneath, I come down by about another 4 blocks under here. Actually, maybe come down by another 1. And then using these temporary blocks while we're in survival, we're going to bridge over using these to underneath the actual ship itself. There we go. We might need to go a little bit lower, but we shall see, we shall see. And we need to build onto the underneath of this bit here. So the bit you can see we're pointing at here, let me change the camera count so the camera count is also looking at this as well. Right, and what we need to do is we need to get some of our spruce log. And you see this point here, so the middle part of where it's rising at the back of the ship, we are going to put a log underneath there. We are then going to take our axe and we are going to right click, which is going to turn around and strip it. So it becomes then a stripped spruce log, and we do the same with a second one straight after there as well. And then we need to be actually building the next ones at a different angle. So we're going to put a temporary block in there again. We like our temporary blocks, they do us a lot of work. And then either side of this temporary block, we are going to put redstone blocks, like so. And that should do that trick there. And then we're going to get rid of the temporary block and go back to our spruce logs. And we're just going to put that in there, and we're going to strip that one down again. Then what we need to do is we're going to need to come back a little bit more on our temporary blocks here. So come back a couple. And then we're going to put underneath here, we're going to take a piston, put the piston on there so it's facing that direction. The redstone block will actually cause it to be pushed out, but it gives us this effect as though it's like the propeller at the back. So we've got like the shaft there so that it spins around there. So bear with us a second, it's gone night time, so let's quickly go and get some sleep. The next bit we also need to do is we need to put another temporary block at the front here as well. And we're going to grab our oak trapdoors and we're going to put 1 and 2 on the bottom here, and then we're just going to shut them. On the sides here, if we just lean over the side, we can put them there as well. And it gives us this effect around the side here. Then what we need to do is switch from oak trapdoors over to spruce trapdoors. And we're going to put 3 of those around here. Now I do it from this angle so that the slabs are going this way rather than from any other angle, because otherwise you'll get sort of a mixture between the two. So always approach it from this angle, don't place it like that way, because otherwise you'll end up with them the wrong way around. But we're going to do the same again here. So we can do this against the piston sides, and it will put those around here so that in case it's that as well. So it sort of kind of hides up that it's actually a piston we've used there. So quite usually that's what kind of nice look. And then we need to bridge out again a little bit further because we're going to need to put in the propellers. So we need to put in a spruce log here. And we are going to strip that one as well, like we've done with the previous ones. And what we need to do is put in, where is our oak trapdoors? There they are. We need to put in the oak trapdoors. It's not actually onto, yes it is, it's onto there. So we put one onto there and then open it. And then we're going to shift click and aim at basically the bottom of this trapdoor. And that's going to put that one in place there. We're actually going to open it up a second just so we can get back out again. Actually, we need to be able to put the others in place as well. So let's put some dirt on there, and we're going to just use the dirt to come up a little bit further again. And then we're going to place one piece there, and actually I could do with getting on top of here. So we're going to do that. I'm going to place another piece there. And again, all the dirt that we use on here, these are temporary blocks. They're not going to be used for permanent. But while we're up here, we might as well finish off the top here. So we've got a couple of oak trapdoors. We can put one onto there. And that's going to turn around and put that into place. Let's put another temporary block here. We can just slide around here by holding shift. We can get around to the side there. And also, we need another spruce trapdoor. Just put onto there, and that's going to turn around and do that one. And because that's only temporary, we'll get rid of the temporary block inside of there, and we'll get rid of this temporary block, and then we can turn around and put one more spruce trapdoor just on top of there, and that's now fully encased the entirety of the engine there with its designs. And if we come back here, we just need a little bit more dirt to go on the top here as well, so we can actually finish off the propellers. And with oak trapdoors, we're going to put one there. We can actually just push these against the blocks at the back there, and you can see the propellers are now going into place. We're going to switch over to shovel again and take out those, and if we just open these, we can just get in there and take those out as well. I think we've got everything we can pick up in there. That's cool. Then we're just going to take away this actual bridge here. Right, okay, so now we've taken that out, we can actually now take away this whole temporary sort of support structure that we've put in underneath the thing, because it's no longer needed. What I find, and you've seen me do this a lot with the airships, because there's a little bit of work to go underneath, I tend to use it to sort of build the base of it, and then I come down a little bit to finish the underside of the engines, and then it can be taken out, and we have this hole left here. Now on a lot of the bigger airships, I actually put an escape hatch where we've actually built the dirt bridge up to, but on this version we don't need to do that, we just need to fill it in. So we're just going to put an oak block back into that square there, and that should then fill that. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to put in the steering wheel. So I'm going to put that one into there, and we're going to put some temporary dirt blocks behind there again, and we're going to get our spruce log. Just put a spruce log on there. We are once again going to strip the spruce log and take out the temporary blocks just behind. Then we are going to switch over to having a lever, and the lever we're going to put two on this side actually, so we're going to put one here and another one there. Actually should have gone the other side, sorry, my bad. we need to put 2 the other side, this side. So that one's going to go there, and that one's there, and then this one on this side, we're just going to push it down. So now we have this kind of sort of wheel here. There's a few different ways to do wheels. I've seen a few people do them sort of for different steering ship, for different sort of sailing ships and everything else like that. But that's the way I tend to do them. That's the way I like them. And then we need to finally put in the masts that are going to go up to where the main balloon is itself. So the masts, what I tend to do is I put one in at the bottom there, so that it is just a normal sort of actual log rope, and I know some people like to use barrels instead because it's sort of representing the rope that sort of binds the mast to the deck itself. I just tend to use a log like that, but as I say, if you depending on how you build your ships, you may want to use just like a barrel or something like that there, and it also looks pretty good because it's got like the metal rings going around the outside as though it's being clamped, so that they can look just as good. But what we need to do is put both of them in. The first one towards the back is like one back from here, so it's just behind the support here. The one at the front here is actually a little bit further away, so it's got one more space away from here, so go to there. So you can see we've got 2 spaces on the railing there before we hit that one, and 1 space on the railing there. That gives you a sort of an idea and a guide as to where we're going with it. Then what we need to do is go up by another 2, but as we go up by another 2, we're going to strip the one underneath us. So go up by 1, and again by 2 there, and then we're going to get some spruce planks here, and the spruce planks are going to come out by 2 to the side, and this is where we're going to build the balloon-like structure that sits on the top here. Except if we don't do it there, that's me putting it in the wrong place. We need to put it just here and out by another 1 there, and we'll do the same on this side, 1 and 2. Awesome. And then what we also need to do is do the same down at the front. So we come down here, and we are going to need to put 1 and 2, and do exactly the same with the spruce slabs as well. So 1, 2, and then we're going to come out by another 2 there. So 1 and 2, and then that builds where we need to go to. Then we're also going to need to put some lanterns into play as well. So we need to get these in the right locations. So coming down from the back, there's not many lanterns to keep it lit, but we do need to keep it lit because obviously we don't want mobs spawning on it, especially if this is a survival world which isn't on peaceful, which we are playing on hard mode here on the Unorthoblocks server, so we definitely need to watch out for spawns and stuff. Right, so we're going to pop this one down here. Then we're going to put a spruce railing in, or spruce fence I should say, rather than railing there, and then pop a lantern underneath it there. So that one is then supported. Actually, I think I may have done these a little too low, looking at this. Actually, yes, I have. I do apologize. We are going to undo some of this work. So I apologize. So we take out the lantern here, and we're going to take out this, and we're going to take out these. So these should have come up by 1 more here. So I'm just going to build this up here. See, even I can make mistakes here. So we're going to jump up on here and back up onto here, and then we are going to put that one back in place. We needed to bring this up by 1 more, so there should be 3 stripped logs under here. There we are. I thought that was looking a bit low, and then we're going to put spruce logs here. Spruce logs, spruce planks, slabs. I will get the right one in a minute. If you are able to actually follow this, I think you probably deserve an award, just because of the backtracking notice how to do that. But there we are. We'll come up by another 1 on each of these, and then we can just, that should put it up to the right height, and then we can put the spruce slabs back into place across here. And there we are. Right, okay, so it should be 1 of the normal logs, followed by 3 of the stripped ones, and then we have 2 slabs coming out either side, and then that will put us in space to be able to put the fence in there and the lantern there, like we were supposed to have done in the first place. I'll just quickly grab some sleep a second before it gets too dark and we get stuff spawning around us. And then around the front we've got a couple more that need to go on. There's 2 more lanterns that need to go into play. So 1 is done in exactly the same way. We just come to the front of this mast, and we're going to put another spruce fence up there, and we're going to put the lantern there. Then the final one is actually underneath this Bowsprite, which means getting to it is a little bit difficult. So what we need to do is we're going to need to bridge out using a temporary block again, and this one is situated not far from the end of the front here. It just lights up the front Bowsprite so that we don't get mobs spawning down here. But also looks pretty cool that we've got one sort of sitting at the front there, and then once we've put that out, we can get rid of those. So no, that's actually an axe. We should be using a shovel for that. Do make sure you use the right tool for the right job, not like I've done there. Right, the next step is going to be doing the balloon itself. What we need to be doing though, you can be doing this in any color you like. I'm going to do this in my normal colors, but you can change the colors, the patterns and everything else as you like on the balloon. The main thing is just to get the shape right. Same with the decks as well. I mean, I've done mine out of oak planks and with spruce as an offset. You can change it for any sort of plank colors you want. You could do it out of acacia, you could do it out of the brand new ones from the Netherwoods, from the fungus. You can do them out of any of the colours there, or even not have wood at all and do it in something else. As long as you've got slab stairs and full blocks available for you, you can build them out of any of these sort of things. These are just the this is just the colours and patterns that I've done there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build up some temporary blocks here, just behind the mast here, to be able to enable me to sort of rappel up to this area here, and go up another one here. I'm going to keep that temporary, that will be removed at the end. And we're going to take our wool colour choice. For me, it's going to be green for the bottom half. And I'm just going to fill in all across the top of that mast here. And then what I'm going to do is, not there, is I'm going to come forward here and just fill all the way across to this one. And we're going to fill in the top of there. And then we are going to also pop it all the way across here like so, filling in all the space in between. So that does that bit there. Then from where we are here, we need to come out by another 5. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and we're also going to fill in the space there so it's all nice and even. And then at the front edge, we're going to come in by 1, and we're going to put 3 at the front here, like so. So it gives a little bit of the shape at the bottom there. And then we're going to do exactly the same on the reverse here. Though obviously bear in mind that we've got the dirt block there, so we're just going to work around that for now. That will eventually, again, as I said, be replaced. Now we're just going to pull this out here. So that's 2. I should have actually been counting this to begin with. Actually, there's 3, isn't it? So 1, 2, 3 back from the thing. So remember, you're counting from the mast itself, so it should come back another 2. And we're going to fill those in, and then we are going to put another 3 at the back here in the same way. What we then need is we are going to need some spruce stairs. Now if you use shift again and just sort of hold off the edge here so you can see over the side here, you can see where the spruce slabs are that are coming up with the mast, and we're going to build the support structure going around the outside there. So we're going to just put an upside down stair here, and there should be 2 on each side, 1 and 2. And there should be another 2 on this side. 1 and 2. There we go. And then what we want to do is put on top of here more wool, and we're just going to build a line connecting these 2. Same on this side. And then we're going to bring this all the way to the front, like so. And again on this side. And then what we are also going to do is grab our temporary block again, and we're going to put our temporary block here and here, and we're going to put some there, and then again here just off the edge there. So it's going to give us that nice little front structure that we need there, and we're going to do the same at the back here. So we're going to put the dirt blocks in here a second as our temporary blocks, and then we're just going to bring no, not to there like that. That was really terrible. Let's take those 2 bits off there. But we're going to bring that to the end there here, and then where you got the space here, put 1 here, 1 there. Bring that all the way back to the end here as well, and then we're going to put another 3 on the back here as well. Right, let's take out those temporary blocks again, and then we're going back to our spruce stairs, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to lean over the edge here, find out where the last spruce stair was there, and just pop another upside down one here. And we're going to do the same down here, and then if we go across the other side, we can also pop them into those locations as well. Okay, on to the next layer of the balloon. There are several layers of the balloon, and I find it easiest just to do it layer by layer, take it as it comes basically. So we are just going to fill this in along, and this layer is exactly the same as that. It's just literally going around the outside of these. So we can put a couple of temporary blocks where I've just located them there, and then we can just go 1 there, 1 there, put another 3 at the back here, And you can see it gets a little bit bigger each time, but yeah, we come to there, and there we are. That creates the end of that one. And then we need to run another line, sort of standing off to the side here. Now, this is the last one that's coming out in this sort of angle. You'll see that the next one will be slightly different when we do it, but this balloon isn't particularly big, so thankfully, this is the bit that I find is probably the most time-consuming, is actually doing the balloon at the top there, because it's the bit that you have to do it sort of layer by layer, build it all up, being considerate of all the issues that are related to it, which we'll cover as we go through it. But we'll get to this bit here and pop that there and that there. Take those ones out. And then we're just going to run this line all the way down here as well. And in fact, actually, I should have done something on this as well. I should have started putting in our diamond. Again, this is just the pattern that I use on my ships. You don't have to use the same patterns, but I put a diamond, red diamond on the side of my ships. So to do that one, what we need to do is just double check what it looks like. Yeah, so I'm going to put it towards the front. It needs to come back by 2. So from where, well, actually, let's put the stairs in first, and then we'll work out where it's going. So put 1 stair in there, 2 stairs over there, 1 stair there, and exactly another stair there. And then the front of the ship, which if I can remember where it is down that way. Yeah, I remember where it is. We want to come back by 2 from here and take out this one here. And we're going to do exactly the same on this side. And this one we're going to put red ball instead. Okay, so we're going to put a red one there and the red ball into there. There we are. So that starts the diamond off for us. Then we need to do 1 more layer of green, but this time instead of putting it on top of this one, we are actually going to put it on top of the previous layer that we've already covered. And that's because we're now starting to build up the sides of the actual ship itself. So I'm going to put that forward across here. I'll follow this layer like so. Or apparently, according to my character there. Okay. And actually, when we get to these red ones here, we don't want to be actually covering it up over the top. So when we get to the red dot, we actually need to put 3 above there. So 1 above it and then 1 either side. And that helps create that pattern. That's if you're doing the diamond pattern. If not, you can just build straight over it if you're just doing a solid color or something like that. Then with these, we need to come out by 1 more at the end here so that we actually get a little bit more sort of on either side there. It extends either side. You'll see this on the camera account as well in a second when I go through that. So if we go onto this side, you can see we come out here. We're just going to build the whole line across the top. Actually gone too far again on the that bit there, because we need to put the 3 red in there, and then we need to come across here and put another line coming down here, and then we need to come out by 1 on each side as well. That's going to give the shape on either side of here. Then at the front of the ship, we need to then put another 2 blocks, I think. No, it's another 1 block actually, because that's right. So we need to put 1 block in here, so we need our temporary blocks. So 1 here, and we'll take that temporary block out, and then we're going to put another one just there as well. Take the temporary block out, and then when we got the 3 here at the front, we can just put another 5 over the top here, which will connect it over, and that'll give us the shape at the front of the ship. And then we just do the same at the back. So if we come out the back here, we can actually just put that into there, pop 1 there, that sorts that out, and then we carry this on to being 5, and then we can just put a temporary block in here, and we can put that over to there. Cool. Now what we need to do is take some spruce planks, the full block, and we're going to put it on top of the stairs on the side here. We can now see the stairs quite clearly there, so we just pop those there, and another one there, and another one there. There we are, sorted. Now what we do need to do is now do what's like this almost framework bracing that sort of sits around, holds the whole balloon in place there. So we're going to need to get spruce slabs again, and we're going to need quite a few of them. And what we're going to do is we're just going to pop them along the side here, like so. And we're going to do this all the way around the outside of the ship. Okay, and then once we've got that all covered around the outside, we need to then put some extra little supports in here. So we're taking full planks again, full spruce planks, and we're going to put it following the line coming up from the mast there. So we've got one there, and if we lean over the side here, we should see another one there. And then we'll run around to the front, and we should have something identical here. So one there, and one there. And then what we also need to do is we need to put one at the front and the back there as well. So that goes at that side, and then over to here as well. Next up, we are then going to put another layer following exactly the same as the wall layer beneath it. But I'm going to do mine in white because this is where I'm switching the colours over between the green and the white. So I've got green at the bottom, white at the top. Part of the colours of the Welsh flag, but actually, if you know your history, UK history, apparently that is also the colours of the Tudors. Which was adopted into the Welsh flag at some point, and before they then put the dragon on the top of it. But yes, we put this over to here. We'll follow this all the way around, over top there, and across to here. And what I'm going to do on this layer, because I've got the diamond shapes on mine, if you just pop it, I do 5 on this one, just going over the top of the 3 there, and it's going to be the widest part of the diamond, and then we're just going to follow it through white, and we're just basically following identically what we did with the green beneath it. And then we're going to do another layer, again, absolutely identical, other than any sort of patterning you need to do. So we're just going to follow it through the same here. But because I'm doing the diamond on this one, this part of the diamond is going to come back to shrinking again. So we're going to just put 3 in there on top of the 5. And we're going to follow this through with more of the white at the same level. And what we're doing from this point forward is we're going to basically be doing the rest of the balloon, the reverse of what we've done at the bottom. And that's all it literally is from this point forward. But we'll go through that. We'll go through each step by step on that one. So we'll just pop that there. But before we get to that bit, we do need to carry on building these up. So what we're going to do is we're going to take another one of our spruce blocks and build the ones on the sides up. Don't do the ones on the end. So leave the ones on the front and the back, or the bow and the aft, if you want to use nautical terms. We're then going to grab our spruce slabs, and we're going to aim for just 1/2 down, so going to be just there. So you've got a full block between that spruce plank and the ones above it, and we're going to just bring these and surround it all the way around the outside again, just following very closely to the shape of the ship. At the back and the front, we just make sure that we place one spruce slab on top of that one there, and that brings that up to that level. Right, so a couple of things that we've forgotten to do before we go any further in building the rest of the balloon is, one is before we do this layer, you may want to put the back fins on here. So I'm just going to take out these ones, we're going to put them back in a second. But essentially what you need to do is come back by 2 from this support, and then we're going to put a bit more white wool just here. I'm going to do 4 across there, plus we're going to have 1 more at the back here. So we just put 1 in there and then bring it out to here. And then we're going to put 1 in line with that one at the back and another 3 there, so we sort of have it coming back as a diagonal along this angle, and then we're just going to put 2 into there, and it creates these like little stubby sort of fins on the side. We can then put the spruce slabs back into place, and what I do is on top of where there's white parts on the top of the balloon is I put carpet down on top, white carpet. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to do the same when I do it on the other side here. Now the reason for putting the carpet on the top there is if you're playing survival again, which isn't on peaceful. If you are on peaceful, it's not really relevant. If you're doing this in creative, it's not relevant. But if you're doing it in, where mobs can spawn, this stops mobs spawning on top of the balloon. So you don't end up like playing around and then suddenly having mobs dropping off the side or something like that, or you sort of flying over with your Lytra and these, and you get like encounter a creeper sitting on top. So it just prevents that sort of problem by putting the carpet on there. It stops that from happening. The other thing as well is obviously you build these balloons at quite high altitude, so a lot of the time that's also going to be the sort of areas where snow forms. So if you put carpet on top matching the sort of the top wall color, it's going to prevent it from having snow settling on the top there and having the top of your balloon covered by snow. Not that it's really relevant if you've got a white top like my balloon has here, but you know, if you're using other colors on the top there, then you may not want a layer of snow on the top, sitting on the top there. So the carpet just prevents that as well. So we just put another layer of carpet here, like so, and that turns around and sorts our fins out on either side of the ship at the back there. Talking about mob spawning though, there's one other thing I haven't done, which is to come into here, and I'm just going to place a load of torches inside here as well. This is just basically to prevent spawning inside the balloon as well, because when we put the top of the balloon on in a minute, this side will become really dark and it basically becomes a mob spawner, which is obviously not what we want, because you'll be coming on the ship and you'll hear them all wandering around in here. If you've got your monster sounds on, you'll hear the skeletons and the zombies sort of going as they're jumping around. So we're going to avoid that by putting some torches into place there. Then we're going to use this temporary block here just to bring ourselves back up again onto the side. So if we rappel up to the sides here again, we can carry on then with the rest of the white parts here. We'll finish sorting out the inside of the ship in a second, but we're just going to need another layer of white wall. So now we're going to do another layer similar to the one which we did previously, this bottom one along here. So it's going to come in by one at the end here. So we've got a gap of one here at the end, and then we're just going to follow this across. And we're going to have one red block in the middle there. That finishes that bit off. Again, that's only if your pattern is going to be a diamond. Obviously, if you want to change the patterns, you can. And we come over to here. And then when we get to these sort of front edges here, what we need is a temporary block in here. And we're going to put one there, one here, and then we're going to build 3 on the top there. So it sort of comes across, and then we're going to do the same here. So we put a temporary block there, one wall block here, one wall block here, and then we're just going to follow this all the way down as well. And we're going to put the red one in there. That's all of the red wall that we actually need to use in this entire lot now, because that's the last of the red. Though we will need a carpet in a second. We'll get that sorted in a second. So that's in the wrong place. Remember, stops one short of the end here. Put a temporary block in, and we're just going to put one white wall there, one white wall there, and 3 across there. That sorts that bit out. And same over onto this bit. So we're going to put one there, one there, and then that completes that layer off. But before we actually completely finish this layer off, we're going to get some carpets again, and we are going to put the carpets where we got these on top of these little white blocks at the end here, and we're going to do it on all 3 corners. And again, this is just to prevent mob spawning up there and also snow forming. We don't need to worry about the slabs for that, because they are actually on the lower half, so they won't have mob spawning on them, nor will snow settle on them. So it's only going to be on the balloon parts we need to worry about. On the sides here as well, we are going to need some spruce stairs. We're going to put these on top of the support masts coming around, so we have like this ring going around the ship itself. And this time we're going to put the stairs in the right way up. Just going to lean off the side here and put them the correct side up, like so. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. 1 and 2. There we go, sorted. And then what we need to do now is now do the next layer. So I find the easiest way to do this is now to carry on putting the support structure in. So if we put the stairs in a little bit further over here, so these stairs are coming up to here, and then likewise here. This enables me to actually lean off the side using shift and be able to place a white wall block on the back of the stairs, and then we can just run them along here as well. And these are just going to follow the line here. So this comes up by the 1 here, and it's going to stop here, and then what we need to do is put another temporary block up here, put 1 there, and then this line of 3 is set back by 1 from the front, you see here. And we also need to put another temporary block there and here, and it's all offset by 1, so this is where it's starting to sort of curve back in at the top. Take out the temporary blocks, and then we are going to fill all the way around again like we did before. Okay, once that line has been done, what we need to do then is take our carpet again, and we're just going to place carpet on top of all of this. Just be aware that you're going to need a red carpet if you've got the diamond top there to go on top of that, which I haven't got with me at the moment, and I haven't got space to put it in my inventory, but I will come back and do that in a second. Right, so we'll just come around, pop those there, and pop some around here, and just follow it all the way around the outside. Okay, once that's all done, we're going to need another spruce there again. I'm going to put those there and come around to the other side and put another 2 here. At this point, we're getting to the point where we can do the top. We're finishing it off. So what we need is more of this. We'll put it on the back of that one, and then we're just going to fill in the gap now. So we just bring it all the way across, and we can just fill in all the space here. Okay, and once that is done, we need to build the back fin. So if we follow the line of where that is, we'll see where this bit is. So you see where it comes off the back here, just put one more out, and then we're going to come forward by 5, and then we're going to come up by 1 here at the very back and go forward another 3 there. So we get this angle here, and then we're just going to put another 2 on the top here, and this will then match the sort of design we got for the side fins there. It's going to be identical with the fin on the top there. We don't do one on the bottom. I suppose you could if you've got the space for it, but you don't need to. But yes, that will sort that bit out. And then what we also need to do is get our spruce slabs, and we're just going to run them between the 2 stairs here, so that completes off the sort of the ring going around the outside there, and another one there. And then we're going to get back to the final carpet. We need to place down as much carpet as we can. So we're going to put it starting on the layer below, because we haven't done that one yet. And we're going to go around all the way around the outside, and then come back and we're going to do all of the top and carpet that as well. So we'll come back to that now. Remembering not to forget the top of the fin there as well, that also needs it. And then what we need to do as well is, as I said before, was don't forget to put the red if you've got a diamond down on the side like I have here. So we'll just show that we've finished that off. I did mention it earlier, but I forgot to have the carpet. So I've got the carpet now there. Okay, so that now completes the top of the balloon. So I could fly off the side here. You could just drop back down and everything else. We've got our dirt here. Now the reason why we roped up in that way was just so we've got access back into the balloon if we need be. Like if you're building this without a elytra, for example, you might want to be using dirt to get back and forward up and top of the balloon. And so we'll just leave that here, so we can take this out on the inside of the balloon and then come back down again, and we can just seal the balloon up now. So we'll get rid of all of this, and we can put a piece of wool back in there, though I've forgotten to bring my green because I put my green away, so I'll come and bring that back over in a second. But with that done, if we step back, you can now see that the balloon is actually now fully completed. We can take the camera account and have a quick look at that. And that's most of the basic shape. We're nearly there. The only things we've got left to do now is the rigging and any cargo that you want to carry on the ship. So we'll do that bit next. Okay, so we've got ourselves a nice bit of green wool. We can just chuck in there, fill that gap in. And right, we're going to build the rigging on the side now. So what we need to do is we need to get some birch fencing. You can use any colour fence you want, as long as it's a fence post of some description. It's just to create basically the sort of the rope and everything else and the rigging that goes up the side of the airship that sort of holds the balloon in place. And what we need to do is put 2 here. So we come in by 1 on the railing and just put 2 there. We're going to do the same on the opposite side, so we've got it lined up. And then what we need to do is come up by another one. We're going to need to probably use a bit of dirt here, and I just put it at the side here beside the plank bit area there, just so it gives us space to come up. And we're going to put another 2 on top of there. Then we're going to come out by 1 here. There's no real sort of right or wrong ways of doing this. It's just basically trying to get it down as far as you can and sort of trying to make it look as good as you can. And then we come up by another 1 on top of there, and then we're going to come out by 1. So we're going up by 2 now, and then we're going to come up by another 1 again, but this time we are going to come out and expand it either side. And to do that, we are going to need to sort of use the dirt to bridge around the front here, so that we can create this sort of almost temporary frame here, so that we can actually get in there and actually do what we need to do. Once we've come out by 1, we can come out, put another layer in front of there, like so. And then we are going to extend this now all the way up to as far as it will go against the balloon there. When we get to sort of this level, what I like to do is just put 1 more in either side here. And it sort of gives you that sort of almost sort of Y shape or V shape going up as it connects into the top of the balloon. Then if we grab our shovel again, we can just get rid of all the dirt that we put in there temporarily. Enable us to get to there. And there we go. Fly down, grab the rest, why not? and get ourselves back up there. And it's literally all the rigging on this ship is exactly identical. It's exactly the same as that. So we do exactly the same on the other side. As I said, the back is actually identical to the front. All we do is, again, we come back in by one and just put our starting rigging there, like so. And then it's just on to the finishing touches. We just need to put cargo into place on the ship. So this is just going to be a couple of bits of whatever it's transporting around. So the last couple of steps, let's have a quick look around here. Now the cargo, you can use anything. I use like chests, barrels, I've got a couple of melons there, pumpkins, kelp block, all of those will do quite nicely there. We're trying to make sure you've still got enough space to be able to move back and forwards across the ship, and I like to sort of put them at opposite sides when we do that sort of stuff. So if we take, say, like the chest, I'm going to put a chest at the back here, and maybe we'll put another one just sat at the front here like so, and maybe this one will have some barrels like sat here down at the front, and maybe another one just tucked in under there. And then we've got another chest here, so maybe we'll put another chest into there as well. So that's what does that side. We'll keep this side clear so people can walk through, and then we'll switch over to, say, kelp blocks, I think, and pumpkins, and we'll do a sort of a mix of there. So they were on that side, so we'll put this on this side here. So we've got them there like so, and then maybe we'll just do some pumpkins at the front like so, like that. So it looks like we've got some cargo sort of coming in here, and you can still get around it all. It's like it's carrying a small amount of cargo, not massive amounts, but just enough to sort of keep the ship going. And we've also forgotten to put in as well, actually looking at this, the front part of the ship. There should be a little bit of rigging just coming off the front of the vessel itself. So I'm just going to get myself to remind myself where that looks. Yeah, so okay, so if we come up to the front here and place one on here and a second one just above it, and then come back by one, and then we're just going to connect it all the way down like so, and then that should connect in quite nicely. So we've got a nice little bit holding the front of the ship together as well. So we come back into here, and we've got one final finishing touch to be doing on the ship, and that is to put in, obviously, the sign of telling us what name of the ship it is. So we'll call this one the IDAV, we'll call this the Darkwind. IDAV Darkwind. It was the Lightwind, but now it's the Darkwind. So probably the sister ship to the one which we started off originally. So it's Lightwind class, but this is the Darkwind. And there we are. That is one completed airship. Come together quite nicely, actually. And that is how we build a Lightwind class vessel in survival in the airships there. As I said, if you've liked what we've done here, if you've enjoyed this build and thought it's come across nicely there and you want to see us do the bigger ones, let us know, and we will do more tutorials than doing the larger classes ship that you've seen us show around the base itself. If you're interested in the Unorthoblocks series with the whole base you see in the background, this is something I've built in the last 6 months. Go and check out our Unorthoblocks series, either myself or any of my fellow members as well on that server there. We have a great little creative, not creative, it's a survival multiplayer server, but the people on there are very creative with what they do with survival, so as you can see with the base we've got there in the background there. But I've been Draken, this is the Draken Game Works. Don't forget to drop a like if you've liked it below, and subscribe as well. Take care, bye!